What is going on, everybody? 2Bob29 back in the lounge yet again. Make sure to kick back, relax, and grab some snacks because today we're going over the Royal Rumble Royal Countdown Prize Wall Evals. That's right, we got not one but two of them this time around. First up, we're actually going to go over the weekend one. The weekend premium prize wall dealio here has the brand new R-Truth awesome early celebration gear. This gear also gives him 200% column break gem damage. So if you manage to get his gear from his monthly and you get this gear that is 400% column break gem damage on R-Truth, very, very strong stuff. Next up, we're going to go ahead and look at these sets of straps. So we've got a 150% gem and move for both R-Truth and Hall of Fame JBL. To me, not really worth it, to be honest. You probably already have a 100 piece for either of them. And if not, you probably already have a strap for either of them. So the idea of spending this much prize wall, it really is premium, not worth it. Then we come down to really the bread and butter of this prize wall. They came out with some new Royal Rumble skill plates. Now, here's the deal. No one really knows if or when these skill plates will be available again. They may come back next month. They may not be back until the next Royal Rumble. Or they may just never come back. We have no clue. So what I would suggest doing is trying to get as many plates as possible out of these guys. So that being said, if you manage to hit the 11 mil milestone on the week-long event, you got a box or a case or whatever you want to call it with one of the 6 Royal Rumble medallions, or skill plates I should say. They are all essentially the same trigger. So you need to break 30 gems, but then you will generate 30 gems of a specific color. So all of them exist. You break 30 gems, and then you generate 30 blue gems, red gems, green gems, black gems, yellow gems, purple gems, right? Pretty self-explanatory stuff. For those of you that are, and I know that there are some out there that are colorblind here, Off the Ropes is the blue gems plate, Mischief is the purple gem plate, and Point Break is the black gem plate. So those are your 3 that are available on the weekend premium prize wall. The week-long prize wall has the red, green, and yellow ones as well. So all of them are available and up for grabs. What I would suggest doing is looking at your roster and seeing who you might have that would utilize these plates. There are some very top-notch characters in the game that will utilize some of these plates. For example, JD McDonough is a fantastic addition with the blue plate. I know there was some people that were mentioning Lyra Valkyria. I don't really feel like Lyra's a great choice. I know that Io Sky is probably a very common character that a lot of you have that will get a nice little bonus from this. There's also Acrobat Dragon with his new revamp. Might be enough to push him over the edge if you want to use him. There's a good chunk of characters out there for each and every one of these plates, right? So you need to look at your roster and decide what it is that you're looking for. The purple plate, obviously the one that everybody wanted to see was Muda. Muda to me doesn't need it, but man oh man does he hit absolutely crazy hard. OTC is a great choice for the purple plate. Hall of Fame Goldberg, great choice for the purple plate. Umaga, great choice for the purple plate. There's a good chunk. Even Striker Braun Breaker, really good choice for the purple plate. Also, the black plate, probably the most versatile out of all of them. There's a lot of characters that can use that one. There's Werewolf Ozzy, if you have him. There's Marshmallow Man, if you have him. There's Hall of Fame Beefcake or Dakota Kai, if you have them. There's obviously Yeet, if you have him. Hall of Fame Kurt Angle. There's a bunch of characters that use all of these. Huge shout out also to Sir Zorro. He made a list of each of the skill plates and some commonly used characters for each of them. There's a lot more characters on each of the skill plates colors that he broke down in a list than I'm going to spend time on here. But needless to say, I would not be spending on anything else other than the plates if you can get one. Now, the one caveat to that is actually what I was dealing with earlier today. And I spoke to my own faction to make sure that I wasn't too crazy with my own thoughts on this. I'm looking at the JBL Silver Edition gear. It is cheaper than the skill plates in question, but it is only for JBL, obviously, whereas the skill plate would be for my account forever. I am leaning towards if I can get 2 skill plates, then I will do that. I don't think it's going to be something that I can do. It seems like it's going to be way too expensive past this point, even for me. I'm hopeful that my faction does a decent performance with the spend event and that the leaderboards pay out enough. And the portal spend event, hopefully I can hold on to a certain spot and I will have enough to get 1 plate and 1 JBL silver gear. So that is my hope. As for whether that happens or not, who really knows? This video is not going to have me purchasing anything in it because there are still too many unknown factors left outstanding. So we will see what ends up happening there. JBL silver gear, for the record, gives him +4 MP. JBL, for me, is going to be my favorite trickster in the game. And I hate to say it because I feel like it gets old when you keep on saying, oh, the new character's the best, the new character's the best, the new character. Well, I will be very transparent. I do think the new character is the best in this case. I like his trainer. It's kind of cool. It's red MP with all the bonuses like all the other Hall of Fame characters on the month, so that's cool. But as a fighter, man, he's great. He's got multiple movesets. He makes me very jealous that I don't have a content creator account that I can showcase the 3 movesets that I really like. He only has one move, which is a submission, to me, that he does not use in any of his movesets. But every other move that he has, he can use quite effortlessly. And a lot of his startup moves, is what I'll call them because they are gain MP moves, are typically 5 MP to charge. So the idea that you can have +4 MP and 1 for turn is essentially 5 MP in any moveset with 1 gear is a huge win, like significantly huge win. I was just looking over it earlier, and at silver with multiple movesets, he will be doing, I think it's 71 or 72 million damage base values, like once everything's said and done. That's the weakest one. The second weakest, or second strongest, I guess in this case, can with a gear hit about 100 million damage. And the strongest one, and this is all at silver, the strongest one can hit anywhere from 120 to 130 million damage. Sure, some of those don't scale. The one that does, hysterically enough, is the strongest one. So you'll probably hit close to 250 million damage at gold with him if you have just 1 gear. So it's pretty interesting, I guess, for me and from my perspective. I would like to be able to get a gear for him. I'm sure many of you that have watched my content through the years, whether it's streams or YouTube videos, know I'm not huge on tricksters. But man, this guy kind of breaks the mold for the type of gameplay that I like. I'm also a JBL mark in some aspects. Not a huge one, but always have enjoyed his appearances on WWE programming. Now, all that being said, I don't really think there's a reason for anything else on this prize wall. And it's not because that this doesn't have value. It's good. It just does not have the same value that the items above will have. If you're talking about a gold gear for Hall of Fame DDP, you can get it on the month-long prize wall. Same thing with Kurt and Vader and Foley and Beefcake. There's other places that you can get all these things. Spending this premium prize wall, it is legitimately premium. And hopefully you all realize that at this point. I don't think that it's worth getting anything else here. The Anvil Gold gear, the Shawn gear, the Ray gear, way too expensive. The Macho gear, as great as it is, super expensive. All these gears that are cheap, to me, this should be cleanup crew section items. Like if you have 2,600 prize wall for whatever reason, and you're watching this video, and you get your 2 plates, then yeah, maybe you can look down here for some cleanup gears, but I would not be getting any of these. The shards are cool. For me, I would love to get some Nia Jax shards and kind of close in on my pursuit of her, but that doesn't hold even a candle of value to me. 100 shards on a 3,000 shard recruit is probably going to be useless if I end up pulling her down the road or just getting out of the club store. 100 shards here isn't going to make or break my progress to getting Nia Jax. I will just get one of the plates instead, or the silver gear. And the same goes for everything here. I know that a lot of people are probably very close to Indy, so that's a decent toss-up if you're debating it, right? Like, if you have maybe 1,600 shards, then it's a really tough decision between, do I get a plate in the Indy shards, or do I possibly see if I can spend a little bit more to get a plate in the gear, or maybe I get the gear and the R-Truth gear up at the top. Like, that's kind of where that personal preference comes in for you to make that decision. I can't make it for you. But that would be the only one here on this wall that I would tell you to even remotely look at. Chelsea shards, no way. DDP shards, again, even 100 of these shards of the prize wall is just too significant to try and spend on this compared to what else you could possibly get. If you don't hit 1,000, right, and you can't get the JBL gear, and you're sitting at something like maybe 600, 800, 900, something like that, then yeah, for sure, pick up some shards of some characters that you don't have. Or if you're feeling frisky and you want to get the early celebration 8th anniversary R-Truth gear, by all means, go down that route. That's totally fine too. Then we get to the actual cleanup crew section. I have always hated these straps because of how many bonuses they have, and only 1 or 2 of them are good. Not huge on those. The only thing here that's good is the affiliation. Everything else is absolutely trash bonuses, so not worth it. And because, I was going to say because JBL is a trickster, we should have trickster tokens. For some reason, we still have striker tokens. It's very weird to me. But there are the bundles there, a little bit of strap parts, some tokens here, some coins here, and some star fragments. I mean, if you've watched my Prize Wall Eval in the past, you know that this is what we call the cleanup crew stuff. That's essentially what this is. All of your leftovers, they go here. You take a peek at whatever resources it is that you are missing, and you go from there. If you're harsh up on coins, get the coins. If you need the tokens, go for those. If you're moving straps around, take the parts. Otherwise, I always suggest getting the star fragments with whatever little bits you have left, because you're always going to want to have full stars. That's going to be it for the premium prize wall. Let's move on to the week-long Royal Countdown prize wall. Now, to me, there is no way that you have 100,000 prize wall without already having JBL. So it's not worth it to me to go through that or even talk about that. I don't think that's even possible for anybody at this point. I myself, I know what I've spent. I've spent a decent amount of money. I already have JBL from Shard recruiting him. And as you can see, I'm still over 30,000+ prize wall away, which is an insane amount of prize wall for this wall. Next up, we got Foley, DDP, Anvil, and Ray. With how available they've been making Ray this month, not worth it. Not to me. Anvil's pretty decent and pretty cheap. He's a fairly required CSS when Hall of Fame makes their rounds. So that's not horrible. The one that has shocked me DDP being around 12K, just a hair under it, that is like top notch. If you don't have him, that guy can beat anybody in the game who doesn't counter power gems. If you have a desire to chase his gears down in the month-long midweek, and maybe you have a drip plate, that dude can hit 100 mil with his gears and a drip. Like, he's very versatile in a lot of ways. And even the standard way with power gems and a sub, he is quite strong when it comes to punching up. Foley, I think a lot of my faction has been coming around on recently, especially with both gears. I think it's triple yellow that they are using. Please don't shoot the messenger. I don't really know if that's what it is or not, but I think it's triple yellow, which includes a sub, so it goes into turn 2. But they hit fairly hard with him, anywhere from 80 to 120 mil at 6-star gold. But again, you need both gears. So some solid fighters here, as well as CSS. And now, to me, again, the bread and butter of this prize wall, we get the Royal Rumble skill plates again. Once more, for my colorblind folks out there, the mic drop skill plate is the yellow one. The unlimited power plate is the red one, and the Enigma plate is the green one. Once again, identical to the other ones. Whenever you destroy 30 or more gems, generate 30 of that color. Once again, identical comments to the ones that I made earlier on the premium prize wall ones. I don't think that it's worth getting anything outside of these plates from these walls. If you have excess prize wall, that is where we can discuss, and that's where this eval will hopefully come into play and explaining to you what you can do. But number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all 6 colors of these plates. If you ended up getting one, like I said earlier, from the 11 mil box, it might not pay to get a duplicate of that if you have that much prize wall. So for me, I ended up getting a red one out of my box. I'm not going to take a red one off of this prize wall. I will take the yellow one. I will take the green one. If I get enough prize wall, maybe I'll take the red one as a dupe because of how strong it is. But I think I'm leaning towards actually getting the Silver Diamond Dallas Page gear because I like DDP. I think he's great in this game. I think with his gears, he gets a lot of punch-up power as well. So we're not going to go over all the characters that these guys can use. I will give you a couple on the surface just for, transparency. You could use Trick Bubba with the yellow. You can obviously use Zombie Liv with the yellow. I know we mentioned him before with the purple, but you can use Hall of Fame Goldberg with the yellow as well. Plenty of characters for the red, such as Powerhouse Hogan, Zombie Punk, Raphael Rey Mysterio. There's a good chunk there, as well as Powerhouse Austin. A lot of people like to use their Ghostbuster plate on Powerhouse Austin. This is a wonderful alternative for that. The green one can be on Zombie Sammy. It can be on Striker Naomi very clearly. And it can absolutely go on Shredder as well. So a lot of characters. Charlotte Technician, like Powerhouse Cody. There's a bunch, right? I'm not going to go through an entire list of it. I'm sure you'll find the list somewhere on your server that Zorro has posted. And I'm sure there's more that you probably will notice even if they're not on the list. But very, very worth it when it comes to skill plates. The value now here outside of that, for me, I like DDP's gear. I think it's fantastic. As I mentioned earlier, Kurt Angle's gear, he's great. He's just a turn 2 guy. Countdowns are 1-turn countdowns. He puts out a sub. He destroys the entire board of multi-gems because the countdowns turn the board into multi-gems. So Kurt Angle's gears, if you don't have them, definitely keeps him in contention for being one of the better Hall of Famers in the game. Vader's silver gear, as I have mentioned numerous times actually on stream, I enjoy using Vader with the power gem setup. If you haven't done so, make sure to check out the feud video that I put up earlier, or maybe after this video goes live. I don't know when it's going to get uploaded. It's kind of finicky. But you'll notice that I have Vader with one gear, and he crushes with those power gems. So definitely worthwhile in that aspect too. Brutus Beefcake, definitely very solid with both gears. So if you're missing one, and it's the silver one, not too bad at only 4,000. Mick Foley silver gear, again, as we talked about Foley earlier on. Foley needs both gears to be top notch, so go ahead and get that one for the price that it's at. Isn't a bad choice. Neidhart's gear, actually pretty good. He only needs one to be very good. I actually was showing Rusty Graves earlier during the podcast, or maybe after the podcast, I think is what it was, on how he can use his Anvil Neidhart with one gear, triple green, chic plate. Very, very good stuff. Rey Mysterio silver gear, you probably already have it from his monthly. If not, here it is again. Shawn Michaels, I'm not really huge on. I don't think that he gets enough oomph out of his gears. Macho Man, crazy to me that he has a gear on here for as cheap as he does. Macho's still one of the hardest hitting Hall of Famers in the game today. So if you're trying to chase those gears down, there's one of them. X-Pac, on the other hand, and Tori, not so worth it. I'm not really huge on it. Tori's is fine if you're going to use her as a Trick Hall of Famer. I ended up using her with the 99 MP during Feud, my 6-star silver with 99 MP and one gear, which is just MP anyway, was dealing about 20 mil on turn 1, so that wasn't bad. But she also had quite a bit of stuff on her. Mr. Perfect, Triple H, Kevin Nash, I mean, super cheap gears. Again, I figure like these items at this price would be your cleanup crew section. It's really just the characters that if you want to use them, if you have a desire to use them, check out what bonuses they would get if they had 1 or 2 gears. And again, not a bad shout to picking up gears for characters that are going to inevitably be CSS when Hall of Fame month rolls around. And last but not least, the true cleanup crew section. The 6-star gold token bundle is one of each token. We got 8,000 strap parts, 100,000 metal bits, 1,000 of each color TP, and 10 million coins. All of these are limit 30, other than the strap parts and metal bits are limit 20. So for me, once again, very quickly, just to recap, I will most likely be getting the yellow one, the green one, and the Diamond Dallas Page gear, because I ended up pulling the red one out of my box on the Royal Countdown prize wall and for the Premium prize wall, depending where everything ends up. My goal is to walk away with the black skill plate and the JBL gear. So that is what I am hoping for here. If I have to choose between either or, I'm not sure still to this moment which one I would lean on. I think I might go skill plate because I can make JBL work without a gear. I would just like to have one because boy oh boy does it make him pack an extra punch. So that is going to be it for today and the Prize Wall Evals. Multiple indeed. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, make sure to drop that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, make sure to click that subscribe button. We are on the cusp of 450 and hopefully 500 very soon here. And I don't know what marks I'm supposed to hit, but boy, I'm really hoping that I can become a content creator soon. And I can't do it without all the help from everybody here that listens in and watches these. Make sure to share with all of your friends who keep on saying, what do I do for the prize wall? Oh my God, Bob's taking forever for the video to get posted. You know what? Share this with them. That way they don't have to complain about it, and hopefully this will help steer them on the right track. And last but certainly not least, leave some comments below. I do respond to every single comment that I can, other than like some of you that are just leaving like thumbs up and stuff. I mean, I don't really know what to say to that. But until next time, everybody, have a good one.